Hey everybody, Megan and Steve with Hustling for Excellence. Back again. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you are notified every time we post more great content for you. Today we're going to talk about transitions, specifically transitioning from being an employee into a full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah, so it's all about planning for us. I'll start off by saying everyone's journey is different, and everyone's family is different, and everybody's situation is unique in what they need to feel, safe and comfortable.
So our plan is not going to be your plan. What we're comfortable with might not be what you're comfortable with, or you might be crazy fast tracking, and we'd be like, "Whoa, we need to slow down. That doesn't work for us." So just realize that we're going to talk about a few things, but you need to develop your own plan and figure out what you're comfortable with.
Right. So for me, I think of it as a process. When we started this journey, as much as sometimes it's exciting and you would love to just, it takes up a lot of your focus and you're really into it. It's hard to can't just quit your job maybe sometimes, right? Because you still have real life in a sense going on. You have mortgages and bills and whatever else it is you might have. But putting a realistic plan together and kind of going through and what's going to make you feel comfortable. So for us, it's also about time because we're extremely busy. So not just the money aspect and feeling comfortable that you have, enough finances to kind of still live the same lifestyle you were living and pay your bills, but also the time. So, hey, how do I get 2-3 hours back? Maybe you commute an hour each way to work or have a part-time job along with your full-time job. So at some point, you may need to kind of look at scaling back so you could focus on your business. Otherwise, that wears a lot of people down is kind of what I've seen. They can do it for a while. They can stay motivated for, 60, 90 days. But then when the grind hits and life hits and they're taken away from the business for a couple of weeks for whatever reason, it's like, it's hard to get back into it. And they almost, that's the first quitting that they experience. So
they realize that, hey, you know what, this is hard and this does take time to really develop a sustainable, successful business, and that you're going to have to probably continue, or most of us are going to have to continue to do it with our full-time jobs. So that may be a year, 2 years that you're working a full-time job and then working, hours into the evening on your business.
Yep, weekends, right? I mean, weekends
are big for us.
Right. So, a lot of that is basically the whole weekend is spent doing a lot of planning for the week because we know we don't have a lot of time during the week right now. So that's part of our process, but there's also a plan in place and certain milestones at 6 months, at 9 months, at a year, to kind of scale back certain parts of our life and scale up other parts of the life. So, right now we might be using some outsourcing to continue to get things done that we don't have time to do ourselves right now. So that's a big piece of it. Did you have anything to add about that?
No.
Okay. So again, it's different for everyone, but for us, we have a multi-year plan, and then at some point, it's also one of us will probably, stop working their full-time job, and while the other continues, and for a lot of reasons, right? Just to ensure that we have that predictable income with the business. Not just 1 month, hey, you had a great month and you hit that number, but it's predictable.
I can't just say, hey, see, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah, I guess you can, right? A lot of people do that, but I imagine that would add a tremendous amount of stress to the whole situation. So I personally, for us, I wouldn't recommend that.
No, and for us, that really is when we have 5X'd one of our incomes, that's when one of us will leave the full-time job.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, I replaced my income at my job, I'm going to leave. If you're comfortable with that, cool, but don't forget that there are things that maybe are provided through your job, like insurance, that you're no longer going to have. So how much does that really cost? You need to add that into your plan, which we've done, and that's why we've come up with, we need to make 5 times my current income so that one of us can leave our job.
Yeah, and feel comfortable and right, and just feel good about the whole situation.
Right.
So
and to make sure that we can still advertise and fund our business as well.
Right. So again, those are the numbers, and that everybody needs to kind of work out. And they may change and flex a little bit. That happens as you kind of revise and you go through the plan. But also the timeline, right? That also changes. There may be things that, like I said, life happens, right? So things, you may be forced to leave a job. You may be laid off. The business may close. So that may be a forcing function for you to, take action on the business more. Or, I know folks who had started a business because that happened to them during the pandemic and they were unemployed. So they kind of took that time to start building a side hustle. So again, for us, we have our plan, and just kind of wanted to talk about that transition because it kind of goes along the theme of what we were talking about the other week of, being patient, and everybody's journey is a little bit different. So you may see people that seem to be far ahead or behind, or you think you should be at a certain place. I should be here, I should be there, and then you should all over yourselves, right? So just be confident in what you're doing, continue to learn and improve your skills. And like Megan said, the marketing, the advertising piece, hey, when you get that campaign and it's nailed in, well, then put more money into it, right? So that's kind of where we're at with it. And, obviously we're still going through the transition, and we just like to share with everybody so that, you're not alone, right? So if you have concerns, questions, post them in the comments, shoot us a message, whatever. Would love to kind of hear where you guys are at in the transition piece. Because I've heard someone say, I forget who it was, but gosh, a paycheck is like the most addicting thing, right?
Yes.
And it's kind of like, that's what you're used to. You're used to doing work, and you go in, you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, or if you're commission or whatever. But it's like, to have that stop completely, that's like stopping an addiction, because for a lot of people, I know for me, it's pretty much been my life,
Right,
so.
it's difficult. But here's the exciting part. As an employee, your paycheck's only ever going to be so much. You're only ever going to be able to reach a certain point. As an entrepreneur, it's endless. It's however much value you can provide to the market. That is your potential. There really is no limit and no cap to it.
Yep, that's a great point, and I think that's like mic drop. So, yeah, that's it for tonight. Just wanted to kind of get everybody's, feedback on that transition. Like, I would really love to hear where you guys are at, because, we kind of draw on that from people as well to kind of, see if we can help, or, kind of boost you up, because, I know it's tough. It's that roller coaster, right? It's some days you're up, some days you're down, but you got to kind of keep that end goal in sight. And that's why for us, it's all about kind of feeling good about hitting those milestones along the way. So, and hey, your plan is working. So Plan your work and work your plan.
That's right. Work your plan. Realize that it might change a little bit along the way, and that's all right. But as long as you have that plan in place, you'll get there, and it's going to be great. So keep hustling for excellence, and we will see you on the next video.